a center of excellence. I'm a part of a center of excellence team. Like at this moment, like I mean, we are handling four projects. One is with the Selenium, two is with the Playwright, and one is with the Cypress. And so we are supporting for four projects at this moment. So I told you, like I mean, we are part of like I mean, center of excellence team. And okay, right. So today we will discuss about what is this Playwright, why Playwright is so much demand when we have already a powerful tool, automation tool is existing in the market that is called Selenium. What are all the features when comparing with Selenium and what are all the topics we are going to deliver it as part of the this Playwright training. So from my side, what and all things you will get it. So all these things under we will discuss it as part of this today's session. See, for whoever is treated as a demo session, for them it is a demo. It is a introduction class and starting class. The actual class is starting from today onwards. For who are all wants to attend as a demo, okay, for them you can treat it as a demo and who are all wants to join for the classes and all. So this is the introduction class for the Playwright. Okay, Playwright. So what is this Playwright? See, basically Playwright it is an automation tool which is popularly for web automation tool. Using Playwright, you can automate web automation. That is main thing. But the another beauty of the Playwright is you can also automate API testing. You can also do the actions on the mobile browser also. Okay, so Playwright, it is an end-to-end reliable automation testing tool to automate modern web applications. Okay, so Playwright, it is introduced by it is introduced by Microsoft. It is introduced by Microsoft. This tool is provided by Microsoft people. Before Playwright, there was an automation tool called Puppeteer. From the Puppeteer, it is inspired and they have implemented with new advanced features and they have given the name as Playwright. That Puppeteer is also provided by the Microsoft only. So from the Puppeteer, this Playwright is introduced. It is introduced by Microsoft. So what kind of applications we can automate with the Playwright? So that means what are all the applications are supported? What are all the applications are supported? It is a supporting web automation. The main purpose of the Playwright is web automation. Plus, you can also automate API testing. You can also automate APIs, especially to automate REST services. Using Playwright, you can automate the services very easy manner. And you can run your test cases on the mobile browser. You can test your test scripts on the mobile browser. If you take this point with the Selenium, you can automate web application, but you can't automate APIs. You can't test your application with Selenium on the mobile browser. You can test your applications only for web applications only with the Selenium. But with Playwright, you can automate web application testing, you can automate APIs, and you can simulate the actions. That means you can test the applications on the mobile browser. This is one of the powerful feature which is not available in the Selenium, and why people are going behind Playwright is at a time you can automate multiple things. Especially nowadays in the current market, people are looking for web application testing and API testing. So to automate such kind of applications, Playwright is most powerful tool in the market. This kind of feature is not available in the Selenium. Using Selenium, you can automate only web applications. It's not supporting APIs and mobile browsers and all. If you want to automate APIs and all, again, you need to use some third-party APIs like Rest Assured or Rest Sharp or Rest Client. Like that, you may have to use some third-party libraries. But with the Playwright, you can automate these things. Right. What are all the languages are supported? Like Selenium, it is also supporting different programming languages. Like Selenium, it is also supporting different programming languages like JavaScript or TypeScript, Java, Python, C Sharp. So you can use any one of the programming language to automate with the Playwright. By default, Playwright with the TypeScript, that is the market standard. Everybody is looking for it. So whenever you try to apply for the job, so do you have experience with the TypeScript or not? Especially with Playwright. Playwright with TypeScript. So that is a default combination. Similarly, when you are working with the Java point of view, people are looking with Selenium with the Java combination. Just a second, guys. Just a second. Okay. So when it comes to like Selenium point of view, Selenium with the Java combination, right? So similarly for Playwright point of view, Playwright with the TypeScript. So when I say TypeScript, it is the superset of the JavaScript. Here we are going to develop the programs with the TypeScript. When I'm saying TypeScript means automatically JavaScript is also part of that. 98.5% both are same, JavaScript and TypeScript. There are certain concepts are going to vary, especially object-oriented concepts are going to differ in the TypeScript. This TypeScript, it is introduced in 2012 by providing with some object-oriented concepts under. It is more secure than JavaScript. That's why we'll call it as TypeScript is the superset of the JavaScript. Whenever you are working with the TypeScript, automatically JavaScript is also part of that. Okay. So here the Playwright with the TypeScript combination, we are going to work on it. So like Selenium, it is also supporting different programming languages. What are all the browsers are supported? Playwright is mainly supporting web-based application testing. So then what kind of browsers it is supporting by Playwright? It is a supporting all Chromium-based browsers. It is a supporting all Chromium-based browsers. So what are all the Chromium-based browsers? Example, Chrome, Firefox, Edge, Edge, Safari, Opera, Opera. There are a lot of commercial websites, even old Internet Explorer. There are number of browsers are implemented on top of the Chromium. So what is this Chromium? Chromium is basically it is a browser engine. On top of this browser engine, different vendors they have taken code from the Chromium and they're trying to customize the browser and they are providing a different kind of browsers under. Let's say Google people they have taken the code from the Chromium, they have implemented Chrome browser. Similarly, for Firefox community people, they have taken the code from the Chromium and they have implemented Firefox browser. Edge, it is taken by Microsoft. Safari, it is taken care by the Apple people. So like this, Chromium, it is the base engine. On top of this base engine, different vendors, they have implemented different kind of browsers by customizing it. So now Playwright is supporting all kinds of Chromium related browsers. You can test your applications on different kind of browsers. Testing an application on different browsers, we'll call it as a cross-browser testing. To do cross-browser testing, this Playwright is an excellent automation tool. So this browser, it is a supporting in headless mode, headless mode, and headed mode. Headless mode and headed mode. What is meant by headless mode? Whenever you are running your test scripts, you are not going to see the browser. Behind, in the background, your test scripts are executing. We will call it as headless mode. Headless mode means you don't see the browser. Headed mode means you are going to see the browser. On the browser, you are going to see the application navigation center. Okay. So by default, Playwright is a supporting headless mode. Of course, anyway, it is going to support headed mode, but by default, if you don't specify the test cases execute in the headed mode, by default, they are trying to execute it in the background. That means in the headless mode. Okay. So you can run your test cases on the browsers with headless and with headed mode. Right. Next, what are all the operating systems are supported? As usually, it is a supporting like Windows, Linux, Mac, all the operating systems, and it is supporting like cloud environments. It is supporting cloud environment like AWS, Azure, GCP, like this. It is supporting all all cloud environments like AWS environment, Azure environment, Google Cloud environment. All cloud environments. Okay, right. So the Playwright, it is introduced by Microsoft. When it comes to like applications point of view, it is supporting web-based application testing, API testing, and you can test your application on the mobile browser. When I say mobile browser means browser on the mobile. It is not like native applications or hybrid applications. This Playwright is came into market maximum 4 years back. At this moment, it is supporting all these features. Going forward in the future, it is also supporting the native applications and hybrid applications. Okay, so still there is a lot of development is going on for the Playwright side. Okay. So it is also supporting different programming languages like JavaScript or TypeScript, Java, Python, C Sharp. What kind of browsers are supported? It is supporting all kinds of Chromium based browsers like Chrome, Firefox, Edge, Safari, Opera, etc. It contains a lot of browsers. Okay, I'll show you what are all the list of Chromium browsers under. So you can test your application in the headless mode and headed mode. You can test your application in the headless mode and headed mode. And it is also supporting different operating systems like Windows, Linux, Mac, and other cloud environments. Okay, right. So what are all the features which is supported by the Playwright? What are all the features which is supported by Playwright? See, basically Playwright, it is a open source. Playwright, it is a open source automation tool. So it is a free and open source. It's a free and open source. When I say free means this software is available for free of cost in the internet. You can download and you can start using it. There is no kind of license and all. You need not to pay any amount to the Microsoft. It is a open source. What is the meaning of open source? Open source means customizations are available. That means the source code of the Playwright is available. You can download and you can modify it according to your requirement. Later, if anybody likes your software, if they want to buy it from you, okay, that is between you and the buyer, between your conditions and agreements, you can sell it to them. So what is the meaning of open source? Open source means customizations are available. You can modify the source code according to your requirement. So when I say open source means customizations are applicable. Customizations are applicable. Okay, right. The next thing is, as we discussed above, it is supporting multi-language, multi-browser, multi-operating systems. It supports multi-OS, multi-language, multi-browsers. Multi-browsers. It supports multiple operating systems, multiple languages, multiple browsers. Right. Another powerful feature is it is very easy setup. The setup wise, it's very easy when comparing with Selenium. Easy setup. It is easy setup and configuration. Just a second, guys. Just Sorry, sorry. Right. So when comparing with Selenium, the setup is very easy. Easy setup and configuration. Okay. Next, it supports built-in assertions. It supports built-in assertions. Again, this feature is not available in the Selenium. The main purpose of the assertions is validations. The main purpose of the assertions is validations. That means while doing application testing, you are trying to compare expected output versus actual output. To do that, in the automation, we are trying to use different kind of assertion statements. To use those assertion statements, normally in the Selenium or maybe in any other automation tools under, there we are trying to use some different kind of unit testing frameworks. Let's say if you are working with Selenium, there you are using either JUnit or TestNG. If you are working with C Sharp, there you are using NUnit. Like that, depends upon the programming language, you are trying to use different kind of unit testing framework. But in Playwright, you need not to use any kind of third-party framework like JUnit or TestNG. Whenever you try to configure Playwright, by default, this assertions also will be part of that. Whenever you are installing Playwright, automatically the assertion library is also part of that. Using these assertions, you can use or you can do validations. Okay. So it supports built-in assertions concept. You need not to use any kind of third-party library and all. So the main purpose of the assertions is what? To do validations. For validations point of view, we are using this assertions. And this feature is inbuilt feature for the Playwright. This feature is not available in the Selenium. It supports, it supports, it supports built-in reports. Again, this feature is also not available in the Selenium. You can generate the reports in the Selenium by using some third-party tools, either TestNG or extent reports or all your reports or report-ng, like different kind of libraries you are trying to use it. Different kind of libraries you are trying to use it. By default, Selenium is not supporting that feature. Selenium is just mainly for web automation only. That means to do interactions with web applications, what is required, those methods only it is providing by Selenium. Other than that, each and everything you need to take care. You need to combine different kind of tools, and then with that you are trying to make the complete end-to-end automation. But in case of Playwright, while working on Playwright, built-in reports also it is supported. You need not to use some third-party libraries also. Of course, you can integrate with customization reports like all your reports. But the built-in reports, whatever it is generated by the Playwright, that itself is sufficient. Those report itself, they are very good reports. To publish those reports, to publish the reports under the Playwright default HTML reports are sufficient. Okay. It supports built-in reports and it is also supporting customization reports. It is also supporting customization reports. That means, or you can say third-party report. You can also mention third-party reports. Example, all your reports. You can use all your reports. Right. By default, Playwright is executing the test scripts in parallel mode. It supports parallel execution. It supports parallel execution. It supports parallel execution. That means at a time, if you want to execute more than one script, or if you want to execute the test scripts in different browsers at a time, so such kind of facility is supporting by the Playwright. Of course, this feature is supporting in the Selenium, but if you want to achieve this parallel execution, again, you may have to use some third-party library, either TestNG or some other component called Selenium Grid component. In the Selenium Grid component, again, internally, you are going to work with some client and server architecture like node and hub kind of concepts. But to achieve that parallel execution, you have to write a lot of coding under. You need to create an object for the desired capabilities. You need to take care for remote object, and then you need to pass. There are a lot of things you need to take care. But in case of Playwright, with one simple attribute, fully parallel is equal to true or false. That's it. By default, whenever you install Playwright, by default, it is going to set as the fully parallel is equal to true. By default. If you want to execute in the sequential manner, fully parallel is equal to false. Then it is going to execute in the sequential manner. Here, you are not going to write any kind of coding under. With one simple attribute called full parallel, that's it. Full parallel is equal to true. With that attribute, by default, it is going to execute the test scripts in the parallel mode. It supports parallel execution. This is the default behavior. This is the default behavior of the Playwright. Okay. Right. If you take any automation tool, there is a fundamental feature called record and play. Normally, whoever is beginner to the automation, or who are all coming from the manual testing background, or who are all coming from the non-technical background and all. So for them, coding is very new. So initially, they will start with something like a basic fundamental feature called record and play. In that record and play, just they will do the actions on the application. According to that, script is going to generate it in the tool. So based on the actions, the script is going to generate it for you. But you cannot achieve the complete automation. That's why I'm saying it is a basic fundamental feature. With this record and play, you cannot achieve the complete automation. Let's say I want to write some conditions, or I want to write some kind of like loops statement, or I want to implement one generic method to make it reusable function. or I want to read the data from the external resource systems like either JSON file or Excel or CSV file, something like that. So this kind of things and all will not aware of by this record and play. That's why I'm saying it is just a basic fundamental feature. So similarly, that kind of feature is also available in the Playwright. That feature is called code gen feature. Using this code gen, here we are doing this recording and play. Here we are doing record and play. We'll try to record the scripts and the same thing we are trying to play it. This is just basic actions. So in the Playwright, that feature is supported by option called code gen option. Okay. Next. There is another component which you don't see in the Selenium, such kind of component that is called trace viewer. In the name itself, it is there, trace viewer. It is going to trace the things. What kind of things it is going to trace it? During execution time, it is going to capture the live screenshots of the application. It is going to capture the network calls. It is going to capture the log information. It is going to capture events behind the applications. And it is going to capture the timestamp at what time the application is moving, how much time it is taking. It is also capturing the timestamp also. So with this kind of a feature, if the test script is failed, you can easily identify, okay, where the script is failing and on which screen it is failing, because it is capturing the live screenshots also. And it is providing the log information. And where the step is failing, where it is unable to perform the action, each and everything you can see it by using a feature called trace viewer. Okay, using this trace viewer, you can easily debug if something goes wrong with your script. It is going to capture the log information. It is going to capture the events, and while application is running, behind there are APIs are triggering. So what kind of APIs are triggering behind the application and what kind of requests are executing? So it is providing each and every information with a detailed manner. That is a very, very beautiful feature which you don't see such kind of things and all in the Selenium especially. There is another component called Playwright Inspector. There is another component called Playwright Inspector. Again, this is also another powerful feature. Using this feature, it is using for debugging. It is using for code gen. So what is the use of this code gen? Using this code gen, you can do this record and play. So that means at the time of doing record and play, this Playwright Inspector would be useful. Next, you can pause your test execution. You can, let's say, at the time of executing your test scripts, I want to pause somewhere. I can pause it by using this Playwright Inspector. And I can identify the elements. In Selenium terminology, you will call it as a web elements. In Playwright terminology, you will call it as locators. So you can identify the locators, and it is capturing the log informations, etc. Again, this is also another powerful feature. Using this Playwright inspector, you can do these kind of activities. Okay, next. As usually, it is a supporting, especially for web-based application testing, it is a supporting frames concept. It is supporting frames. In the Selenium also, it is supporting frames concept. In Playwright also, it is supporting frames very easy manner. Okay. Next, another thing is here you can handle shadow DOM related objects. You can handle shadow DOM related objects. Especially in Selenium point of view, it is a very difficult while trying to capture this shadow DOM. But in case of Playwright, just like that, you can identify the elements by using something like with CSS selectors. So it handles frames, shadow DOM related objects, and as usually, it is also supporting like multi-tab or multi-window concept. Multi-tab or multi-window. Actually, this feature is also supporting in the Selenium. See, there is another powerful automation tool like Playwright that is called Cypress. This Cypress and Playwright, these two are the competitors for the Selenium right now. If you take Cypress, Cypress is supporting only JavaScript and TypeScript. It does not support Java, Python, C Sharp like this. Cypress is supporting only JavaScript and TypeScript because they are working on the Node.js. But the Playwright is supporting different platforms. One is Node.js, and the second thing is Java, Python, C Sharp, like this. It is supporting different kind of platforms. When it comes to like Cypress, it doesn't support multi-tab or multi-window concept because Cypress is everything in the single page only. The complete navigation of the application, everything it is going to takes place in the single page only. It doesn't support like multi-tab or multi-window concept. And this is Cypress, you can say 75 to 80% is free. But if I want to execute the test scripts in parallel mode, attaching the screenshots, recording, reports, all kinds of this kind of extra activities. To do that, again, we are trying to use something like Cypress dashboard. That Cypress dashboard is something like it is a little bit licensed. It is not free, but it is a little bit licensed. But when it comes to like Playwright, it is everything free. Just a second, guys. Right. Next. Attaching the screenshot, attaching the videos in the report, it's just like eating a banana type in the Playwright. Of course, attaching the screenshot, that also you can do it in the Selenium, but there you need to write a lot of coding under. Depends upon the requirement. Let's say normally people are attaching the screenshot whenever the test case is failed. So for that, you are trying to use some different kind of test listeners concept. You are enhancing it, you are implementing it, and then you are overriding. There you are doing like lot of coding under. But here, with one simple attribute, screenshot on, that's it. It is going to attach the screenshot irrespective of the test case status. Whether it is a passed or failed, it is going to attach it to the screenshot. Of course, you can attach the screenshot only for the failure. You can attach the screenshot at the time of retry. So you can apply different kind of modes. But those things and all you can do it with one simple attribute, with screenshot. That's it. And similarly, attaching a video. Let's say your test case execution, let's say your test case is executing. I want to capture the video of that. And finally, I need to attach it. Simply video is equal to on. That's it. The same kind of thing, if you want to do it in the Selenium, again, you need to use some third-party libraries like A-Shot, something like different kind of libraries you may have to use it. And after included in your project, again, you have to write a lot of coding to make it capture and attach in the video. That is not so easy. But here, in case of Playwright, everything is easy with one simple attribute. Video is equal to on. That's it. Okay. Attaching screenshots, videos in the report are easy. Okay. Right. The another powerful thing is handling flaky tests. Handling flaky tests. Handling flaky tests. What is the meaning of this flaky tests? Flaky means sometimes test script is executing, sometimes it is failing because of different reasons, like because of environmental issue, because of data issue, because of network issue. So sometimes it is working, sometimes it is failing it. So such kind of test cases also you can handle it very easy manner in the Playwright. By applying something like with retry option, you can handle it in the Playwright very easiness. Normally, if you take any automation tool under, in the report, you will see like how many test cases are passed, how many test cases are failed, how many test cases are skipped, and finally, how many total. So this is how you are going to see in the report. But in the Playwright report, you will see one extra tab that is called flaky tab. Flaky tab means, when you are going to see under the flaky, the test case is failed in the first attempt. At the time of retrying it, if the test case is passed, such kind of test case reports are comes under flaky under. Because at the time of retrying it, those test cases are passed. So those we'll call it as a flaky under. So Playwright, it handles flaky test cases separately. So like this, it is supporting some different kind of powerful features, especially Playwright. It's a free and open source. Free and open source. It's available for free of cost. And you can also customize the source code of the Playwright if you are capable. It is supporting multiple operating systems, multiple languages, multiple browsers. It is easy setup and configuration when comparing with Selenium. With one simple command, you are going to set up the Playwright project with one simple command. And not only Playwright, it is also creating a project structure for you. Inside this project structure, you are going to start implementing your test scripts. And it supports built-in assertions. You need not to use any kind of third-party libraries under. By default, Playwright is providing a default assertion concept. Using that assertions, you can do the validations. It supports built-in reports. By default, it is supporting HTML, text, JSON, like different kind of reports under. Ultimately, to publish the results under, we are trying to use HTML reports. These HTML reports are very good reports under. So maximum, we will try to use those reports under. Apart from that, if you want to use some third-party reports under, it's up to you under. So all your reports, you can integrate with it. By default, Playwright it supports parallel execution. That is by default. It supports code gen option, record and play type. This is a very basic fundamental feature. In any automation tool, it supports this feature under. In the Playwright, that is supported with an option called code gen option. Similarly, there is an option called trace viewer concept. This is a very powerful and beautiful component in the Playwright. Using this trace viewer, you can capture the live screenshots of the application during the execution. It captures the events, network calls, log information, everything. And using this, you can easily debug where this application is breaking under. And there is another component called Playwright Inspector. Using this, you can debug, code gen, parse, identify locators, it captures logs, information, everything. As usual, it supports like frames concept, shadow DOM deleted objects, multi-tab, multi-window. This kind of features are supported in the Playwright. Attaching the screenshots and videos in the report, it is very easy. With one simple attribute, you can take care. But this kind of features are not available, not so easy. And for that, you need to handle a lot of coding under. But in case of Playwright, with one simple attribute, you can take care of it. It is handling flaky tests. Handling flaky tests means the test case are sometimes it is passing, sometimes are failing. So the Playwright is treated separately, this kind of test cases. So like this, it is supporting a powerful feature center. See, each and every automation tool has its own advantages and disadvantages. Right now, it came into market maximum for 4.5 years back. It is taken care by the Microsoft. Right now, the Playwright people, they are working, or we can work with web API and mobile browser. At this moment, going forward, in the future, it is also supporting native applications and hybrid applications in the mobile. At this moment, if you want to automate such kind of applications, we are using Appium. Okay. But with Playwright, you can test your applications on the mobile browser. Okay. So disadvantages, you can say. At this moment, the disadvantages is what? not supporting native and hybrid applications of mobile, either Android or iOS or Windows, anything. It doesn't support native and a hybrid application at this moment. Still, there is a lot of research and development is going on the Playwright and all. In the future, it also supports those kind of features. And as usually, it doesn't support like desktop applications. As usually, it doesn't support desktop applications. Not supporting desktop applications. See, if you are developing a product, if a product wants to be used by different peoples and all, there are two options. Either you can access through web or through mobile. Desktop application means you are installing the application on your system. Okay, earlier the old versions of the softwares are they used to implement this desktop applications under. Okay, so using this Playwright, it, we cannot automate this kind of desktop applications. That is not their goal also, because they wants to implement, they want to automate end-to-end automation testing with modern web applications. Nowadays, to implement modern web-based applications, people are using either AngularJS, React.js, Vue.js, like different kind of latest trending automation, latest trending development web technologies they are using in now. So to automate such kind of applications, the Playwright is very, very powerful. So to automate such kind of applications, for that, this Playwright they have introduced. Okay. So when it comes to like, I mean, the official documentation for the website, official documentation for the Playwright is what? HTTP playwright.dev. This is the official documentation for the Playwright. Let us see playwright.dev. This is the official documentation. Now see, as I told you, Playwright is supporting different programming languages like Node.js, Python, Java, .NET like this. When I say Node.js means it is a platform. It supports JavaScript and TypeScript. If you want to develop with Java, Java platform must be installed. If you are working with C Sharp, you must install .NET platform. If you are working with Python, Python platform must be installed. So all these are all the platforms. So here we are trying to develop with TypeScript. So you must install this Node.js. So it is supporting different kind of programming languages. The documentation for the Playwright is excellent. We are going to follow this documentation. Based on that, we are going to learn and we are going to implement a different kind of scenarios. Now see, if you say this, it's supporting cross browser, cross platform, cross language. It is supporting test mobile web. That means mobile browser. It is a supporting, sorry, actually, I forgot to say the ultimate point is here auto wait mechanism. Auto wait mechanism. In case of Selenium, while working with web application, there you are using different kind of wait statements, implicit wait and explicit wait to achieve web elements. That means whenever you are trying to work with web elements like text boxes, check boxes, links, drop down like this, while working on the application, some of the elements are loading very, it takes some time to load it on the application. So it is not so easy to handle it. So for that, we are trying to use some different kind of wait statements, like implicit wait, explicit wait, fluent wait, like different kind of wait statements we are trying to use it. But here, you need not to worry such kind of things. Playwright by default internally it is going to take care for you and all. That's why it is, I'm saying it is auto wait mechanism is supported. So you need not to use any kind of wait statements. Internally, it is going to take care for you because Playwright it supports auto wait mechanism. Internally, it supports auto wait mechanism. Internally, it supports auto wait mechanism. Okay. Next, it supports assertions, tracing concept, okay, frames, shadow DOM related events like this. Next, login once concept. Login once means, let's say you have 1,000 test cases in your automation. For all the 1,000 test cases, the basic thing is login scenario. So to execute all the 1,000 scenarios, first the login has to be successful. Once it is successful, then your actual scenario will execute. So now what I want is, I want to bypass that login step. I want to take you to the directly to the home page without executing the login because it is going to save some time. To execute login scenario with 1,000 test cases, approximately if it is taking like 3 or 4 hours of time, if you are trying to bypass that login step, it can execute like 2.5 hours to maximum 3 hours. It saves some time under because I want to bypass that step under. In the beginning, I want to log in. The remaining from the second test case onwards, I want to bypass it. So there, how would you achieve it? That means you are going to store the session storage. Like there, you are going to store it, the cookies information. You are going to capture the username password. So all those things are you are trying to capture it and you are going to put it in kind of one file. That file you are going to use it for other scripts. And so directly it will execute it to the, or it will take you to the home page. So like this, it will work. So that is what this login wants. It saves the authentication state of the context and reuse it in all the test cases. This bypasses repetitive login operations in each test at deliverable. So kind of isolations, something like that. As I told you, code gen option is supported. Playwright inspector, trace your concept. Like this, it is supporting some different kind of powerful features. Okay. So this is the official documentation for the Playwright. This is the official documentation for the Playwright Node.js. So here we are going to follow this Node.js and why? Because we are going to work with TypeScript combination. Okay. Right. So up to now, any doubts? Yes, guys. You can unmute and you can start talk if you have any doubts.
Yeah, hi. Hi, Anant. Good
Anand?
evening. Sorry. Sorry,
Ah,
sorry. Premjan, yeah.
yeah.
Because it was with
Okay.
name
Right.
of Anant Reddy. Yeah, myself, Rashmita. So
Yeah.
today I joined the demo session. So it was a nice, nice session today. We got to know about more on playwrights. I have around 12 years of experience in automation, means in testing, both automation and manual.
Mm.
So mostly I worked in mobile testing.
Mm.
So just want to learn more on Playwright. Just starting with this session.
Mm.
So I have one query, as we know, in Selenium and in APM, like implicit and explicit wait in the framework we have to implement. So
Mm.
here, like the auto wait. So does it like there is no coding or nothing required like while developing?
At the time of handling the elements and all, you need not to write like implicit or explicit weight concept and because the playwright itself is going to take in care for you and all. At the time of identifying the element, internally it is going to check some different kind of parameters like whether element is appearing, whether element is stable, whether element is editable, whether element is present on the page. So like that, these kind of parameters it is trying to check it, and based on that it is performing the action, not just like that, not like in, Selenium or Appium. It is not going to perform the action immediately and because there is something like eager evaluation topic is going to taking place, but here there is something like lazy evaluation topic is going to taking place. So that's why it is auto wait mechanism is supporting it.
Okay, got it. So will it impact like the execution, like timing and
It
all?
is more faster than Selenium and
Tele-
Appium.
Okay, okay, got
It
it.
is
Yeah.
more faster. You will see
Okay.
practically.
Yeah. Yeah. That's good. Thank you, Premchan. Yeah.
Right. Any others? Right. So for them, like I mean, who are all treated as the demo, like I mean, for them it is demo, but this is starting introduction class. Okay. So now what are all the deliverables from my side? Like from the training point of view. See here, first we are going to start with UI automation scenarios. First, we are going to automation with UI automation scenarios because normally here we are developing with the TypeScript and all. If I start teaching TypeScript and all, because there are some different type of concepts which you don't see in C, C++, Java, such kind of programming languages and all. So those concepts, it leads to a confusion and all. So that's why we are going to first start with UI automation. While working with UI automation, there are number of concepts which you are going to learn in the TypeScript. Those things and all you are going to use it as part of the our Playwright UI automation scenarios. So this way, it is easy to learn after completion of the UI automation scenarios and all. See, I can start teaching from the basics onwards, but up to certain extent you can learn. But there are certain concepts and all, it would be very, very difficult to understand if I start teaching before itself. So that's why I don't want to make it confusion. So first we will try to concentrate with the UI automation scenarios. Once you get comfortable and there, once you start working with UI automation scenario, you will get more confident and you will get the subject also. In this way, you can learn the TypeScript programming and all. So first we are going to concentrate the UI automation scenarios. Like we will try to see like all the topics with respect to the web automation, like handling links, checkboxes, drop down, web table, alerts, actions concept, all those things and all we are going to see it and all as part of the UI automation scenarios. After that, we are going to talk about TypeScript programming. After that, we are going to talk about TypeScript programming. See, while working with TypeScript programming using Java, normally if you know the syntax and how to use it and what is the return type, those things and all that is sufficient. But when you're going for an interview, understanding the subject point of view. The simple syntaxes are not going to be useful. Especially if any typical interview person is doing an interview, he will try to concentrate the subject on the TypeScript programming and all. And nowadays, whenever you go for an interview, in front of camera, they will ask you to open the online compiler and they will ask you to write the programming and all. So for that, you must know the subject. That's why I'm going to concentrate 12 to 15 days around. I'm going to concentrate with the TypeScript programming and all. In the UI automation scenario itself, you are going to learn the different concepts, but practically what is happening behind those things and you will come to know in the TypeScript programming. And that's why I'm concentrating 12 to 15 days around in that TypeScript programming. And after that, we will be talking about framework implementation topic. We will be working on framework implementation. So as part of that, we will start learning like even how we can design the framework in different ways. We can here you are going to learn how you can design the data driven, how you are going to design like page object model, how you are going to get the data from the different external systems and different type of hooks concepts. All those things and all you are going to learn it as part of the framework implementation. And here you are going to learn the BDD integration with Cucumber also. So here you will be learning different data driven page object model, BDD with Cucumber, hooks concepts. I mean, making groups, running in different environments. So, etc. There are a lot of things you are going to learn as part of the framework implementation. Right? Here. Next is after learning that, nowadays people are trying to use something like AI agentic with MCP. That concept you are going to learn it. AI agentic concept with MCP, Playwright with MCP concept. And that is a topic you are going to learn it. Apart from that, I'm conducting some kind of like workshops on weekends. It's not only for you, like I'm conducting for other batches also. Okay. So in that workshops, I'm getting a different kind of requests and so. Though some people are working in automation side, some of the guys like they are not aware of like how to use GitHub and all those things. So I'm trying to conduct the special kind of workshops on GitHub, how to clone it, how you can push it, how to get the pull, and how you can merge it, and how you can raise the PR. All these things under will. So these are all the special kind of workshops. Actually, it is not part of the training, but I'm taking special kind of workshops for the GitHub, and this CI/CD with the Jenkins integration, that is also I'm taking as a special kind of workshop. So when it comes to like the deliverables, the subject wise, this one, and here before that, before AI isn't take, and before that, and here you are going to see something like API automation also. So here I'll teach you like how to automate the APIs with respect to the like get request, post request, put, delete, and how you can automate the complete end-to-end flow, like 2 or 3 days, like how you can automate these APIs using Playwright. So that is also I'm going to show it to you. And anyway, resume preparation would be there. So if people who wants to look for like resume preparation, okay, we will do that. And if people are comfortable, okay, if they want me to take the mock interviews and all, I'll be conducting mock interviews also. And that would be recorded and we will share it to you personally. And what is the mistake and in which program you are lacking and in which topic you are lacking. So those things and all we would be discussing as part of the training. I mean, in the mock interviews part. So these are all the deliverables from my side. So the duration, normally it is 5 days and sorry, normally it is 45 to 50 days. But this January is something like full of holidays and okay. Today is the starting day. This is the introduction class. Tomorrow onwards, we will see like even how to set up the project and all these things and all. Overall, treated as for the demo and all, like it's up to you and all, okay, but we can't do anything. And here you will be getting the recorded sessions for each and every class you will get the recorded session, and that would be shared to you guys and all. Okay, so this is about the plan. And so from tomorrow you will see like even how to set up the Playwright project and all, everything. Okay, so since it is like it's a festive month, so it's going to take like approximately you can consider 2 months of time, because normally it is 45 to 50 days, but you can consider another 10 days and normally classes would be Monday to Friday, but forget about Monday, sorry, forget about Friday, and we will have special classes on Saturdays. I'll not take class on Sundays but I'll be taking special classes on Saturdays so as I said, like even workshops and all would be conducted on Saturdays okay, it is like some extra hours I'll be taking those days so you can consider Monday to Saturday, Monday to Saturday. Okay, right. Okay. So this is a basic introduction about the Playwright. Any doubts?
Oh, no, the timings.
So now 7:30 is better or 6:30 is better or 7 is better? Which one is better for you? I feel 7 is better for me. What?
7:30 is also fine.
Huh? Sorry?
7:30. 7:30.
7:30. So instead of 7:30, 7 is better, right? No, you don't want? Okay. So initially we'll go ahead with the, like, 7. No, make it 7, madam. That would be better.
Okay.
Okay. So if any timing issues are there, like, just let institute people know it, and so according to that we will plan it. It doesn't matter. It's not a matter, and okay. So before that, any doubts before wind up? And this running notes you will get that